Welcome back, everyone. We are now in Lab 7. Lab 7 is very simple. We restarted our server, and now we are going to continue with the setup.exe again. I'm going to go to start, or no need, just File Explorer, Downloads, double click and mount the cumulative update 12 for Exchange Server. Open, and then all I need to do now is double click on setup.exe. Of course, better to expand the VM window if possible, because actually the setup window is a little bit big. So better to give it some room and wait for it to load, of course. Okay, now it's asking to check for update. I don't want to check for update. Next. Let us, of course, again, we are in Lab 7. Lab 7 is just the installation. That's it. Nothing else. And of course, for a good reason, because it will take a long time. Once we are done with the readiness check, actually, I'm going to stop the recording because it might take at least 20 minutes to finalize everything. Again, it is all about passing the readiness check. I can't emphasize this enough. It is the moment of truth, and it is what tells us that all what we've done so far has been done properly. So it's all again about the readiness check for this lab, and afterwards you don't have to worry about the installation. It will go smoothly, inshallah. Okay, let's wait for it to copy files. And by the way, what is happening now, it is the GUI version of what happened during the terminal commands. So the terminal commands did exactly the same steps, copying files, prerequisite check, but they installed specific parts, okay? And according to Microsoft documentation, it is better to do them in this order, okay? Of course, the setup.exe can also do these things for you, okay? But we need to be aware of what goes inside it, meaning that we don't rely completely on it to do everything on our behalf. If we can make the setup focus only on installing Exchange and nothing else, it is always recommended, okay? So the setup.exe is its main role is to install Exchange. So let it be only that. And you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a checkbox actually for uh, uh, allowing the setup.exe to try and install things on your behalf, which I don't recommend doing at all. Okay. Okay, it's almost done with copying files. Now it is just a setup wizard. That means all we need to do is click next, 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 and that's it. Nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, introduction, next, I accept, next. This is where what I was saying, automatically check online for solutions when encountering errors. You can use recommended settings, don't use recommended settings, up to you. For me, I'd like to manually configure everything. I don't need their help. Mailbox role is what we need to select. I'll not check this even, automatically install, no need, next, next. Disable malware scanning, yes, and this is very important because our server cannot handle all of that load. Okay. The fewer the features, the better. It's already a domain controller and Active Directory and web server. Okay. Okay, then let me actually. Oh, actually, in that step, then we have to select to automatically download. Okay, no problem. Which is the last step, I believe. Let us run it again. Again, it's completely normal to face these kind of errors, especially. Okay, next. I believe only the last checkbox is recommended to check, which is automatically install. But the other checkbox for checking online for missing roles, I believe that checkbox is required, but the other checkbox not required. It's one of them. Okay, let's wait for it again. We can check, we can allow to automatically install everything. Also, there is no harm in that. If we are facing any issues, we might have missed the requirement. Okay, I'll just let it use recommended settings for now, mailbox role, and automatically install server roles. Next, next, this is what we did, but this we have to disable actually. Next, install. Readiness check is running again. Let's see if it will pass or not this time. I believe in IIS, the default installation for IIS does not contain all the required roles. I remember now, all the required features, sorry. Uh, More specifically, the role itself is having multiple, I believe, compatibility features and some other requirements related to Exchange that it will check them on our behalf instead of us just going resolving the errors one by one and going to server manager and checking these features from add and remove features, which might what be annoying to do one by one. So let it actually perform that on our behalf. It's better this way. Okay, let's not overload it. It's from here basically. What I'm talking about is if you go to add roles and feature, next, next. Yes, here you can see in the web server role, not everything is installed actually. Okay, so it might need this, it might need WebDAV, maybe some security features. This is what I'm talking about. So instead of checking these one by one, it might be very annoying. Let it try and do this part on our behalf. It would be much better. Okay, so first it passes the readiness check. Again, we have to be patient a little bit with the installer. It's doing its best. So in this case, we have to wait until the entire installation is complete, and then afterwards uh, we can resume with our steps. I believe this time it will pass. Again, warnings can be ignored. Errors need to be resolved. This is the rule of thumb. So this is just a warning. No need. I'll just start the installation and I'll stop the recording here. Thank you all. Of course, again, it might take some time. So better to wait for it to finish installation. And then I'll start recording the next lab. This is again, it was lab 7. In lab 8, basically, what we do is again, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are the most critical labs to study, especially for the final. Okay, understand what is going on through these labs, and of course, I will be guiding you in the next videos. Okay, thank you all, and see you in the next lab.